All right, welcome into 5 Reasons to Bet. This is the Jrod on Location edition. You can follow me at Ethan J. Skolnick and at 5 Reasons Sports. Follow Jim Rodriguez at Jrod Show. He had a ringside seat to that Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder fight. I'm very jealous. The other night, quite a fight. And if you took his advice on part of it, the over 7.5 rounds, you did quite well. All right, you can follow everything we do here on the 5 Reasons YouTube channel. But if you want to bet it, you got to go to BetUS. Go to BetUS.com. That's BetUS.com. Use that code word 5, F-I-V-E. That's the code word to get 125% on your money when you enroll. They don't have a ton of rollovers. They got a great live betting platform. That's where you want to be, BetUS. Also, always catch our Thursday night football show with Alfredo Arteaga and, of course, Taylor Mathis, who I hate to say is now 9-1. Now, I don't know. I'm going to have to look at what I did last week. I think I went 1-1. I think I'm 5-5. But now she's now 9-1. So you should be listening to her. Today you're going to have to listen to us. We've got a Monday night game, Colts and the Ravens. I was saying yesterday as I'm watching the NFL after suffering through the Dolphins, there are a lot of good teams this year. There are a lot of good teams. Like I just feel like for the first time ever, there's like 8 to 10 teams I think that could legitimately win a Super Bowl. I don't think either of these teams qualify, although I will say I think the Colts are a little bit better than they've shown maybe. I don't really know what to make of the Ravens this year because of all the injuries. How do you see this one going?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that, injuries it's part of the NFL, and we always talk about it. But I think the Colts are just so banged up, and their offensive line is a disaster, which really shows how badly the Dolphins played, that they got manhandled and bullied by the Colts in Miami. So the way I'm looking at this is I like the Ravens a lot in this game, but more so I love the Ravens in the first half. Why? Lamar Jackson in the first half, 25-7-1 against the spread in his career. That's 78%. John Harbaugh, 66% against the spread in the first half. -4 is the number. It's Ravens -4. I love it a lot.
I'm sorry, I was muted, but I am running there too to bet that too because I love that. I don't see the Colts getting off to a good start tonight.
No.
And again, like you mentioned, I think Lamar Jackson gets loose here a little bit. By
loose, Ethan, I mean I think he's going to throw the ball. Everyone always talks about him. I think there's a great prop. It's like 229.5 yards passing. I think he's going to blow that away. He's going to have a 300-yard passing. Remember, the Colts are 26th in the league against the pass. They're terrible.
And we've got some fantasy sites that you can bet that on if you want, but I won't mention that here. Go to BetUS. Use the code 5 if you want to play it. We got a word from Booze Bandage, and I want to come back with Jim on something else. That doesn't look like Vegas where they're at.
Let me tell you, that Booze Bandage has gotten me through my time here in Sin City. It is legit. Hey, I wanted to correct myself real quick. 239.5. That's the passing yards for Lamar. 239.5. I still say over on that. No doubt.
Yeah. I still like it. All right, I have a general question for you as we kind of go forward here. We're going to be transitioning to some NBA talk, but to stay on the NFL here today. I was talking to you before the show. I was saying it feels to me like there are like 7-8 teams that can win a Super Bowl this year at the very least. How do you play the futures in that type of scenario? I mean, because it does not seem like there's a lot. I mean, people thought Kansas City might be a lock to come out of the AFC, right, or at least a pretty close to it. That's not looking like that right now. Obviously, Tampa's looked pretty good, but I mean, some other teams, Dallas has looked, I think, better than expected. The Rams have looked better than expected. In the AFC, obviously, You take a look at the AFC West with the Chargers, highly competitive at this point. How do you play? You just spread the money out right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it is you got to do a little bit of a homework. For the Cowboys, for example, Cowboys play in a direct, terrible division. So they're going to win that division and not necessarily play that well. So you look at their schedule, what are their big wins, what are their quality wins, and know that they're probably going to have a home game because they're a division winner. So they may not be the best team, but they're going to have that advantage of being at home. While the Buffalo Bills, to me, have shown me a lot going to Kansas City and winning. You know, that Pittsburgh game, it almost seems like an aberration. What happened to that Pittsburgh game? We know the Steelers aren't that good. So to me, that's how I kind of say it. You know, Tampa Bay, who have they played? Well, Tampa Bay, to me, doesn't look all that great because they gave up a bunch of yards. Sure, they score a lot of points, but they give up a lot of points. So it's a matter of when are you going to run into that juggernaut that's going to stop you defensively. They're going to stop you so you can't score the points. I haven't seen that in Tampa Bay yet because I don't think they've run into anybody. So what I do is, again, look at the schedule, look at the division that they're in, and that's going to tell you, are they sort of, not fraud, but are they going to be like, well, they're going to win just because there isn't a lot of competition in that division, and that'll teach you how to get to the point. So to me, for futures, the Cowboys was an easy bet for the amount of wins and the amount of divisions, because they're just playing a bad division. I mean, 8 wins, 9 wins could win that division, and they're going to get a home playoff game out of it.
Yeah, no doubt. There is not another real competitive team. And now we've seen the Giants have fallen apart with injuries. Washington's had injuries.
And the thing about Washington is, like, they're actually better than their record, but they've just been, you know, now Daniel Jones. I mean, I went with the Giants yesterday getting 7.5 because Daniel Jones is a monster on the road against the spread, and they were competitive until he got hurt. So.
Yep, exactly. That's what plays out. All right, but going back to it, tonight, Monday Night Football, the Eagles won, Ethan. I'm sorry, Manny, I cannot give you any credit on that yet, although Devontae Smith does look pretty good. I will acknowledge that. We knew that before the draft. All right, go to, again, boostvantage.com. Use the code 5RSN. BetUS, use the code 5, that's FIV, and make sure, again, that you go tonight, Ravens to win the first half. Not necessarily playing the game. The minus four to win the first half. You know, they get up by a touchdown after the half. That's locked in. So we're gonna check Jrod on that. We'll be back before Thursday Night Football.
All right, go get them. Viva Las Vegas.
I'm jealous.